people have asked me before where it's like, how did you, my wife she won't support, and I'm getting pushback from her and she wants me to go do this other thing, but I just believe in this. It's like, well, you have to enroll your significant other in the vision. Like, where are you headed? It's like, yeah, like I'm not doing this so that I can continue to make like mediocre income. The reason that I'm doing this is so that in 10 years from now, we can live whatever life we want to live. And you could potentially quit your job as the pharmacist, or, insert career vocation here for whoever listening. But in the meantime, there's going to be some sacrifices. There's going to be some things that you're going to have to give up. There's going to be almost a purposeful decrease in status among friend groups where you don't get to drive the nice car. You don't get to go buy the house right now. You don't get to upgrade the furniture for the sake of just having cooler furniture or getting a better TV or sound system. It's like, all that stuff would be cool. But in the meantime, that's not the goal. The goal is to be 10 years, 20 years down the road, and we're living a life that most people only dream of living. So like, while you're working, in the day to day to make sure that our bills are covered, I'm working on swinging for the fences. Like, as long as she steps up to the plate and keeps hitting those singles, like, then that allows you to free up your time and energy to focus on swinging for the fences and hitting that home run. That will eventually set you and your family up for the rest of your lives. So congrats to you again for being in that position, because that's someone that a lot of people are not in.
Thank you, man. I mean, it wasn't easy. I mean, there was a time where I had to go back and get a job in between because of, okay, let me test that scenario, right? Side hustle was still there. So, the contrast to that is like sleeping less, I wasn't as happy as possible. So she saw the difference, right? I wasn't happy. She thought I was going to be happy. And I was like, look, like, scenario A versus scenario B, what do we prefer, right? Like, we're going to end up split up because of this reason. Like, if our priorities are family, and if our priority is staying together for the long run, because that's a commitment that we made to each other, then what will be the best scenario for us? Like, forget what other people are doing, forget what other people are saying, whatever. They don't understand that nobody's going through the same situations that I'm going to. And that was a really hard conversation to have. But at the end, we came to the commitment, and here we are, and moving forward, and so grateful for that. So hopefully that opens and motivates people to, at least start that conversation if they're having that problem.
And even then though, like when you went out and got that other, supplemental job or whatever, how much easier was it to get that job? How much easier was it to generate more income now that you've built a bunch of skills along the way? You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. I remember, I think it was like 2 years I didn't write like a resume or formally apply to any job. And I was like, oh, look at all these skills that we've built. Look at all this like confidence. And it was like, hey, this is just like another, sales conversation. It's just, I'm selling myself now on this thing. Right. And, I think a lot of times, and I've had this conversation with FONZI so many times, sometimes we think that it's us, but maybe we're in the wrong market. Maybe we're in the, we're providing the wrong solution slightly, right? We're talking to slightly the wrong people. And it's just, stepping back a little bit and looking at that. And that's exactly what happened at that moment. And I remember getting hired for this job, and then they turned out to be like the ideal client. So then after a few months, the pancake flipped, and then they ended up hiring us, and that was like the impulse that we needed to go move it to the next stage. And again, like, we should not be afraid to maybe step back and then go try again.
Yep.